Hi guys, welcome to Victory IAS. In last class, we have been discussing on MSP, how the MSP is calculated, and what are the concerns, what are the problems with MSP, how the Sanjay Agarwal committee has formed to decide on MSP, like those things. So now we will start with a new topic in agriculture, that is fertilizer. So, what is the difference between organic fertilizers and chemical fertilizers, and how they are used for plant growth, etc. things we will discuss in this video. Okay. So, the organic fertilizers are derived from animal products and plant residues containing sufficient NPK. Okay, nitrogen, potassium, etc. things. Organic fertilizer can be categorized into two segments according to government rules. They are biofertilizers composed of living microorganisms attached to solid or liquid carriers and are useful for cultivable land, as these microorganisms help in increasing the productivity of soil or crops. So generally organic fertilizers are of two types. The first one is biofertilizer. This is a compound that is attached to living organisms. Living organisms, they are attached to some liquid or solid carriers. These are very effective in improving the soil fertility. And organic manure, the second thing, that is refers to partially decomposed organic matter like digestate from biogas plant, compost, vermicompost, which provides nutrients to the soil and improves the yield. So this is decomposed one, not directly the microorganism. This is decomposed organic matter like digestate from biogas plant, compost, vermicompost, which provides nutrient to the soil. Okay, there in the first case in biofertilizer, microorganisms are attached to some solid or liquid to work on the soil. So the penetration of organic fertilizers is low. The proportion of organic fertilizers of overall fertilizer consumption was only 0.34% for 2019-20. So compared to chemical fertilizers, organic fertilizer use is very low. That is just 0.34%. Means out of 100 farmers, only one farmer is going to use organic fertilizer. That's why organic products are so famous, so costly nowadays, because finding an organic product is so rare in nowadays situation where they are using lot of chemical fertilizers in the market. With promotion of biogas production, the government can reap benefit of its byproduct fertilizer. When they are producing biogas, the byproduct is the fertilizer. Okay. So whatever the plant residue is there, animal residue is there, they will make compost. Out of the compost, they try to produce the biogas. So meanwhile, the partially decomposed material works as a fertilizer for the farms. So what is the potential of organic fertilizers? They utilize solid waste. India produces more than 150,000 tons of municipal solid waste according to National Solid Waste Association of India and Central Pollution Control Board. So these bioorganic fertilizers uses solid waste. Uh, that is a means of utilizing the solid waste, because it is very difficult to decompose, destroy the solid waste. If they burn, na lot of pollution will come in the environment. Dump yards, lot of quantity of waste will be segregating every year. So the government is unable to handle with the solid waste. So this is the best method to use the waste. Okay. Considering collection efficiency of 80% and the organic part of MSW to be 50%, total organic waste generated per day in India comes to be around 65,000 tons per day. So there is problems in efficiency of uh, collecting the segregating the waste, and also the organic part is also different. Plastic wastage will be there. Okay, like electronic items will be there, that will be taken out of total waste. Then organic waste will come only 50%, and it comes to 65,000 tons per day. Even if half of this is diverted to biogas industry, the government can leverage this by reduction in import of fossils and fertilizers. So even if the government can utilize 50% of the 65,000 tons per day organic waste, they need not to import any fertilizers from foreign countries. They can manage with this only. They can increase the farm production. Okay, that much solid waste is available inside India. So even if half of this is diverted to biogas industry, government can leverage this by reduction in imports of fossils and fertilizers. So using biogas or gobar gas plants effluents, these plants do not only produce biogas but also organic fertilizers are known as digestate. So plants not only produce the biogas, but they produce the decomposed organic fertilizer that is called digestate, that is useful in producing biogas, and at the same time it can be a solid waste fertilizer, organic fertilizer for the crops. Digestate can help realize the vision to have a second green revolution. Digestate, this semi-decomposed organic matter, can lead to second green revolution in India, supporting many farms and farmers. Okay, increase soil fertility. Digestate can provide organic carbon to be continuously depleted soil apart from standard nutritional value. And they provide nutrition value to the soil. So digestate can provide organic carbon to the degraded soil. Okay, so that the soil will be restored again after some days. And it can also provide some nutrition to the soil. Okay, so to depleted or degraded soil, this is very useful to restore its value. Okay, and fertility. In India, at present, biofertilizer production is over just 1,10,000 tons and 34 million tons of organic manure, composed of farmyard manure, city compost, and vermi compost, and others. So, right now, biofertilizer production is about to reach 1 lakh tons in India. Out of these, 34 million tons constitute the organic manure. Manure, you might be knowing, whatever the animal wastage is there, that they will farm as a manure, that they will produce, like they will decompose it into organic manure. They can use this for the plants. Okay, this is composed of farmyard manure, city compost, and vermicompost compost, and others. This is composed of farmyard manure, city compost, and vermicompost, etc. things. Why we have to promote the production of organic fertilizers? Because organic fertilizers promote chemical free farming. So whatever the plants, out of plants, the crop we are getting, fruits we are getting, they are totally chemically free. They are not harmful to the human health after consumption. That's why there is a priority in India all over world for organic farming. So that's why to encourage organic farming, we need to encourage the organic fertilizers. So the popularity of organic farming has grown in domestic market in recent years. What is the market size of organic fertilizers? The market size for organically packaged food is expected to grow at a rate of 17% and cross 871 million by 2021. So every year, 17% demand for organic foods is growing. Suppose this year the organic foods demand is 20%. Next year it will reach to 37%, and next to next year it will reach to 54%. Like that, gradually it is increasing, and it is about to cross 871 million by the year of 2021. So growing awareness. The significant rise of this sector is linked to growing awareness about harmful effects of synthetic fertilizer and soil. And so the synthetic chemical fertilizer not only harm the human health, but chemical fertilizers can also harm the soil. Soil degradation happen gradually when people are using chemical fertilizers. Okay, So rising health concerns, expanding urban population base, and an increasing consumer expenditure on food goods. So the people's health must be taken as a concern while using the organic fertilizers, and expanding urban population base and increased consumer expenditure on food goods, and the consumer expenditure also increasing on food goods that are of low quality grown with chemical fertilizers. Instead, in reasonable price, the government can give the organic foods. There is a government scheme known as Sothat scheme, under which a lot of bio CNG and solid organic manure are digested, can be produced in large quantities. Okay, government has introduced one scheme that is known as Sothat, under which all these organic fertilizers can be produced. Okay, under which 5,000 projects has been started across the country by the industry. So biogas projects they have been started, under which the byproduct will be the biofertilizer. Okay. Since organic manure can be improved with use of biofertilizers to meet nutritional requirements, both biofertilizers and organic manure have been potential to eliminate use of synthetic fertilizers completely. So by using biofertilizers, organic manure can be improved. So using these two organic fertilizers, that is biofertilizers and organic manure, we can totally avoid chemical fertilizers from the crop production gradually, okay, by using all these biofertilizers. The next concept is liquid nano urea. Liquid nano urea, this is very famous concept, you have to remember. This is new, very new concept. So our respective Prime Minister Modi has been recently inaugurated country's first liquid nano urea plant at Kajol, Gujarat. So what is this liquid urea? This is urea in the form of nanoparticle, and it is produced by Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative IFCO Limited. IFCO Limited, you might be knowing, this company produces this liquid nano urea. What is this liquid nano urea? This is urea in the form of liquid. Means generally the farmer use urea in the form of solid particles in the form of a bag. Now it is replaced with liquid urea, liquid nano urea. Means it is like we are using surf to wash our clothes, surf powder. But gradually we replace the surf powder with surf liquid. So liquid form is very easy to use than powder. Powder can stick to some cloths and it can make some cloths ugly. But liquid is very viscous and it can give good result while washing the cloths. In the same way, in place of solid urea, also liquid urea has been replaced. So, urea is a chemical nitrogen fertilizer, white in color, which artificially provides nitrogen, a major nutrient required by plants. So, what urea provides to the plants? Nitrogen. So, nitrogen is white in color. That is required by plants for their nutrition. Okay. So, what is the cost of this liquid nano urea? This is very cheap, 240 for half liter without subsidy. International market price of one bag of urea is between 3,500 to 4,000 rupees. Means one bag of urea of 4,000 rupees, you are now replacing with the liquid urea of 400 rupees. Means straight away you are saving 9 times the cost of urea. Okay, and this is also without subsidy. The rate is this thing. If subsidy is given, the rate goes still lesser. So a bottle of nano urea can effectively replace at least one bag of urea. Means in 400 cost you are replacing 4,000 expense. The efficiency of liquid nano urea can be as high as 85 to 90%. Conventional urea has efficiency of about 25%. So even the efficiency of liquid nano urea is high compared to solid urea. Why? Because it can go down into the land easily. It is in liquid form. In solid form, it can stay on below the plant only on the land, but it can't penetrate easily into the land. That's why the efficiency goes down. But in case of liquid urea, it can easily penetrate into the land. It can work on the land. That's why it is more useful, more efficient than solid urea. So liquid nano urea has a shelf life of 1 year, and farmers need not to worry about caking when it comes in contact with moisture. And the shelf life is 1 year. The warranty on the bottle is 1 year. It won't change into solid state when it gets cold. In cold weather, it won't change into a solid piece. Okay, what is the benefits for the government using liquid nano urea? They need not to give subsidy to the farmers. On urea bags, government is giving lot of subsidy. That in form of subsidy, the government is losing. But on liquid urea, the government need not to give any subsidy to the farmers, because already the cost of the bottle is very cheap compared to urea bag. So the farmer is happy to buy the urea in the original price. So they do not need any subsidy. That's why government is saving the loss out of subsidy here. Okay, so benefit for the government: reduce fertilizer subsidy bill of the government. India is dependent on imports of widely used fertilizer, and moreover, India is dependent on imports of fertilizer. So they have to pay the import duty also, and they have to give the subsidy to the farmer. So double cost it is coming on fertilizer. So now they can avoid one cost. They can only just pay the import duty to the fertilizer. So what is the benefits of nano urea? Fertilizers in nano form provide a targeted supply of nutrients to the crops, as they are absorbed by stomata pores found on the epidermis of leaves. So even solid fertilizers can't be used on leaves of the plant easily. But liquid fertilizers they can spray, like chemicals, pesticides. They can spray on the plant, so that the plant can absorb it easily compared to solid fertilizer. And this increases the crop productivity. As a plant is able to eat so much food, it can give good result outside. That's why the crop productivity will increase. This reduces unbalanced and indiscriminate use of conventional urea. So the conventional urea go into waste, because it can't penetrate into the land. But this nano urea will stop the wastage, and equally it is distributed all over the land. That's why it can be used efficiently compared to solid urea. And moreover, it reduces soil degradation. Okay, soil, water, air pollution. So this reduces pollution also compared to solid urea. Solid urea will produce some pollution in the environment, but this won't, because this 100% it is eaten by the plant only. It won't be released into the environment. So India will produce over 6 crore bottles of nano urea and make it available to farmers in 20 to 23. It is patented chemical nitrogen fertilizer produced by IFCO company. Okay, nano urea versus imported urea, which is better? So the efficiency of nano urea can be as high as 85 to 90%. So conventional urea has a efficiency of only 25%. That's why nano urea is 100% better compared to imported urea. And nano urea has a higher surface mass ratio that help in releasing nutrients to plants in a controlled manner. So it can easily penetrate into the leaves and the land. That's why it can give a good result compared to conventional urea. Nano urea still not completed the trials, but it is on the way to approval. Why? Because already they need not to do the trials. Already they can easily compare how it is useful compared to solid waste. That's why they want approval from the government for its use. So what are the concerns? Normally 3 seasons of independent assessment by ICAR, Indian Council of Agri Research, is required for approving new. So what are the concerns or problems here? Means normally 3 seasons of independent assessment by ICAR, Indian Council of Agri Research, is required for approving new fertilizer. But in case of nano urea, this is reduced to 2. Generally, for approval, they require 3 steps of checking. But in this case, in case of nano urea, only 2 steps of checking is required. Why? Because they already know how it is beneficial compared to solid urea. Okay, scientists are still unclear if the products can on its own cut farmers' dependency on urea. However, scientists are not clear yet. Only after checking they can confirm whether it is beneficial. So scientists are still unclear. They can the farmers can get good results out of liquid nano urea. That's why they uh, they can't give a open statement that it can be useful to the farmers and it can cut the dependency of farmers on the conventional urea. Okay, so what is government view here? Government has clarified that established and existing procedures are fully followed for registration of fertilizer as per Fertilizer Control Order 1985. However, the government has certified the nano urea as per Fertilizer Control Order of 1985 and fully registered. Okay, because they are thinking no need testing is required, just they can give the approval and test directly on the farm itself. Okay, nano urea has been provisionally notified under FCO based on encouraging results and feedback reviewed from ICAR and state agriculture universities, because already the ICAR and state agriculture universities has been giving positive feedback for liquid nano urea. The government don't want to make again and again checkings. That's why they directly want to give the approval to be used on the farm. Okay, so how much a nano urea, liquid nano urea can replace conventional urea means a single half liter bottle of liquid can compensate for 45 kg sack of urea that farmers traditionally rely on. Means 145 kgs bag can be replaced with a half bottle of liquid nano urea. So 400 rupees, with 400 rupees you are replacing directly 4000 rupees. Recently, the government even launched the liquid nano urea plants at Anola and Phulpur in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, apart from in Gujarat, two more plants has been established in Anola and Phulpur areas of Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so what is IFCO here? IFCO company that is producing this nano liquid urea. It is established in 1967 and it is one of the India's biggest cooperative societies, which is wholly owned by Indian cooperatives. It is biggest Indian cooperative society. Its objective is to provide timely supply of reliable, high quality agricultural inputs and services in environmentally sustainable manner. So the objective and ambition is to give on-time services inputs to agriculture in environmentally sustainable manner, in a way that it do not pollute the environment. Okay, so till now we are discussed on how liquid nano urea is useful over solid urea, and how the IFCO is producing this, how many plants have been set up, and how it is efficient compared to normal urea. So now the next concept is Bharat brand. So the next concept is Bharat brand, means one nation, one fertilizer concept. Okay. So PM Modi launched Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Urvahak Pariyojana, also known as One Nation, One Fertilizer. Means all over India, only one fertilizer now. Not many brands, not many companies, not many names. Only one fertilizer will be sold out all over India. So this One Nation, One Fertilizer scheme has been launched in a 2-day event at PM Kisan Samman Sammelan 2022. Okay, in PM Kisan Samman Sammelan, they are declared about this Bharat brand. Okay, under the scheme, all types of fertilizers, whether urea, DAP, or NPK, will be sold under single brand name Bharat. So, only single brand name Bharat to all fertilizers. Under it, fertilizer companies must market all subsidized fertilizers under a single brand Bharat. Okay, with the launch of this scheme, all fertilizers must be named as Bharat only now onwards. There are no different companies, different names. Okay, for all companies, only one name to the fertilizer, that is Bharat. Whether it is urea, NPK, or DAP, whatever may be the fertilizer inside, but name is the common thing. With launch of the scheme, India will have a common bag design across the country like Bharat Urea, Bharat DAP, Bharat MOP, Bharat NPK, so on. So only one bag design will be there. The government will send this bag design to the private companies. They have to uh, keep the fertilizer in these bags only. They should not, they must not use their own bags. This is a largest fertilizer initiative implemented by Indian government till date. This is one of the largest fertilizer initiative going on in the country till now. So one nation, one fertilizer scheme is going to be implemented in the country from 2nd October 2022. Gandhi Jayanti 2022. From that day onwards, this scheme has been implemented in India. Okay. And the government renamed the fertilizer subsidy scheme Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janurvarak Pariyojana. Okay, it is named under Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janurvajak Pariyojana. To bring about uniformity in fertilizer brands across the country, the government issued an order directing all companies to sell their products under a single brand name Bharat. So, they want to provide one uniformity in all brands. Why? Because if branding is happening, what happen, the farmer is stick to one brand only. He thinks only one brand fertilizer is efficient, not all fertilizers. He go on buying only one brand only. Other brands are the government is going into losses. And when the fertilizer is not available, the farmer will wait for that fertilizer only, but he won't use another fertilizer. So meanwhile, in that time, crop will suffer. That's why the government want to regulate these fertilizer thing. Okay, a single brand name and logo of Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janurvayak Pariyojana will have to be displayed on the bag. So a single brand name Bharat and logo of this Yojana both will be displayed on the bag. Okay, and they take half of the bag place also. The central government grants subsidies annually to the fertilizer companies under PM-BJP. Generally, the central government is giving subsidies to all fertilizer companies, but the profit is going into only one particular fertilizer company. So what is happening? The government subsidy also going into waste. Other companies are getting losses, government brands are getting losses. So that's why the government want to replace all fertilizers in the under single name. Okay, all fertilizer bags, whether containing urea, diammonium phosphate, DAP, or muriate of potassium, OP, or NPK, will spot the brand name Bharat Urea, Bharat DAP, Bharat MOP, Bharat NPK, irrespective of the company now onwards. That manufacturers, public or private, will be available in the market under single brand name. So now onwards, even government companies fertilizer and private company fertilizer will be named under one name, that is Bharat. So what are the important provisions of one nation, one fertilizer scheme? Okay, the plan states that private and public sector companies will have to name their products as Bharat, and the bags will have the logo of this Yojana also. Okay. The brand name logo along with subsidy title will occupy two-thirds of printable area on the bag, while one-third will be used for fertilizer companies. Two-third area of the bag will be taken for brand name Bharat and logo of the Yojana. Okay, and one-third will be for the fertilizer companies' own brands or names, etc. Okay. So the objective of the scheme is to control black advertising by fertilizer companies and bring transparency in the system. So often farmers will be influenced by the advertisements. They think that whatever the ad is coming in the TV, that fertilizer only efficient and famous. Other fertilizers are not efficient for the plant. So crop. In that case, what happened? They go on buying one particular famous monopoly company brand only. They ignore all other companies' brands. So what happened? They will get losses. Even the government brands are getting losses because they can't give a proper advertisement in case of. Okay, fertilizer manufacturer companies are not allowed to buy bags of old design from September. So they must not use the old design bags. Now onwards, only the new design bags, whatever the government given bags that they have to use, they have to fill the fertilizer in the new bag, and two-third of the bag place will be given to the Bharat brand name and logo of the Yojana. Only one-third will be given for the company details. So what is the objective behind this scheme? One nation, one fertilizer scheme. The rationale is that since fertilizers of one particular category must meet the nutrient content specification of fertilizer control order, there is no product differentiation among different brands for each type of fertilizer. So the farmer must not see the brand name of the fertilizer. He must see the content in the fertilizer. What happened, apart from giving value to the content, they go on starting giving value to the brand name. And also brand preferences by farmers resulted in fertilizer supply delays to farmers and extra burden on exchequer due to increased freight subsidies need to be paid for long distance crisscross movement of fertilizer. On brand preference, suppose the fertilizer is over, the farmer wants to buy one particular brand of fertilizer, then still that fertilizer is available, he go on waiting without giving the crop the fertilizer. So this is creating problem. And moreover, even though they are importing the fertilizers from foreign nations, foreign companies, they have to give the subsidy to the farmer. Like that, the fertilizer companies are facing losses. So what are the benefits with the scheme? According to the government, a single brand name will help reduce freight charges by preventing crisscross movement of fertilizers. It has been seen many times that fertilizer company based Uttar Pradesh is selling its product in Maharashtra. So giving one brand name, the farmer need not to wait for some other consignment has to come from other state or other foreign country. Whatever the available fertilizer is there, he can take. Like that, the companies and the government can save some cost in transporting the fertilizer. Due to which the demand if the of these brands increases without any reason in that area, and when there is no supply, then people don't like to take a different brand. So if a fertilizer is not available, one particular brand of fertilizer is not available, the farmer won't take other fertilizer. That is one problem. So this created brand-wise demand for fertilizers in specific areas, leading to shortage of fertilizers, while local manufacturers suffered. So one particular brand is having so much demand, other brands are not having any demand. So other brands are getting losses. The only famous brand is getting the profit. And in case of shortages, the farmer has to wait for that particular brand only. So one of the reasons behind the idea of ONOF is to stop these all things. All we know that government gives huge subsidy on fertilizer products, which is more than maximum retail price, so that subsidy schemes on sacks will also be mentioned under the scheme. So even though the government is providing fertilizer on subsidy beyond the maximum retail price, farmers are not willing to use government free fertilizer. They go for particular brand only because they believe that one particular brand fertilizer is so efficient in giving the good crop. Okay, what is the fertilizer company approach here? They are losing their brand name. They are they have done lot of marketing. They have advertised so well. They got a good brand name in the market. This will be destroyed after the One Nation One Fertilizer Bharat brand has been introduced. So they will lose their brand value. All fertilizer companies will get the same type of sales reports now onwards. So having the same brand name product of all companies will completely destroy the brand value of their product in the market, due to which fertilizer companies are unhappy. So they are unhappy. Whatever the brand name they are earned, that went into a waste now. As we know that fertilizer companies use various activities to increase their reach among the farmers, in which their brand is prominently displayed, thereby promoting the brand of the company. But now, having a brand name, companies will have to face difficulties in promoting their product. And even under one name, what are the special benefits, what are the special traits they can explain on the product so that they can impress the farmer? That is also one problem. All are selling that product only, then why you are marketing especially? That question will come here. So government argument for introduction of this scheme. The maximum retail price of urea is currently fixed by government, which compensates companies for high cost of manufacturing or imports incurred by them. Even though the company has fixed one particular price for urea, companies are selling at different prices, showing import costs or cost of manufacturing, etc. things. So the companies can't avail subsidy if they sell at MRP higher than indicated by the government. Even though the companies are selling the products at an MRP higher indicated by the government here, and they are not giving subsidy anymore, telling that they have imported the product from abroad or there is high cost of manufacturing. Through the Fertilizer Movement Control Order 1973, the government also decides whether where they can sell. And using the Fertilizer Movement Control Order 1973, now onwards government can only decide where the companies has to sell the product. So taking credit, when government is spending vast sums of money on fertilizer subsidies, deciding where and at what prices companies can sell, they would want to take credit and send that message to farmers. So by giving lot of subsidy and deciding what fertilizer to sell at which place, the government want to take the credit wholly instead of the fertilizer companies. So what are the problems in this scheme? Till now we have seen what are the benefits of the Bharat brand scheme. Now we will look into what are the drawbacks of this scheme. Means it will disincentivize fertilizer companies from undertaking marketing and brand promotion activities. So no company can promote their brand now onwards. They can't advertise, especially they can't do any marketing. Like all companies, normal usual sales, like they are selling daily products, they have to sell fertilizer. So now onwards, the blame will be put on government. If a fertilizer is not working well, suppose for example, X company fertilizer is not working well, the farmer go on abusing the government now onwards. He don't abuse the particular company name. So the total blame will come on the government now onwards. Okay, if a fertilizer won't work or give bad results, the blame will go to the government. It will intensify the fertilizer companies from undertaking marketing and brand promotion activities and blame on government. But now they have passed on fully to the government. With right policy interventions, India can become the hub of organic fertilizer production. However, India is encouraging organic production also now onwards. However, the scheme seeks to standardize fertilizer brands across India, regardless of the company that manufactures them. So they want to standardize, maintain some standards, some for fertilizers, despite they are produced by one company or another company. It aims to remove all confusions related to quality of fertilizers and their availability. So farmers think that whatever the good brand is there, good advertising company is there, it's a fertilizer only of good quality. Other companies fertilizer is of not good quality. That confusion will be aroused by this scheme. Okay, earlier retailers were pushing the sale of certain brands to get a higher commission, and manufacturers are promoting their own products through targeted advertising campaign. And to get profits and targets also, some companies are advertising one particular company brand only. So farmers are assuming that brand only good for them. This creates a misconception on fertilizers, forcing farmers to costlier alternatives. Even though one good brand fertilizer is costly, farmers prefer to buy that brand only. That is the issue here. That all misconceptions, confusions will go with this Bharat brand scheme. The new scheme expected to minimize cost of fertilizers and increase their availability in the market. Because there is no competition, they can't promote, especially they can't give advertisement. All companies will maintain the same costs for the fertilizer, and availability will also increase, because the farmer need not to wait for one particular brand. Whatever the available brand is there, he can take and use for his crop. Okay, so this is all about Bharat brand, friends. So this is all about fertilizer issues, friends. Hope you like the video. For many videos like this on our channel, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you.